It's an honor today to have Michael make his college decision. It's not every year that Garden City has a student athlete decide to go Division I route, and I believe at this time Michael has made a decision to go a D1 route. And in fact, I believe Brett Marshall told me this morning that Michael is the third wrestler in the history of Garden City to sign Division I. So without any more information from me, I'm going to turn it over to Coach and Michael.
Well, Michael, this is your decision, so let everybody know where you're going. I'm sure everybody knows already, but go ahead.
I'm going to South Dakota State University.
First of all, as a dad, I just want to say, really, really proud of Michael. I think it's huge for the program. One of the things that Coach Bono, who's the head coach of South Dakota State, mentioned, he basically said this. He goes, "Wow, you guys were way under the radar. We should have been on you a lot sooner." And he also mentioned the fact and asked me, "Do you have any other kids that I need to be looking out for?" So I think we place people, on notice that we are a program that can produce D1 athletes if that's the route that you want to go. And so you got to start believing in that hard work and determination to get there. But this is a dream of Michael since he was a little kid. I do remember one specific incident. We went to the NCAAs, and I think it was his freshman year, and he turned around to me and said, "Dad, I'm going to be here in a couple years." So he has that opportunity. I think the plan is for him to redshirt his first year, and if that happens, so hopefully in a couple years we'll get to see him down at the NCAA tournament. If that happens, then some of you guys are going to be going with us. So anyway, all right. So,
Michael, talk a little bit about the process, because it was an unusual senior year in some respects, because you decided early on that you didn't want to have coaches touching base with you during the season, and you set out the first month. And so talk about the impact that had on the recruiting once the season was over, and then you began the process, and how that process worked out over the last couple of months. Your decisions of where to go visit and who had been in touch with you. So can you just kind of, in a big picture, talk about that?
Yeah, before the season started, I had Nebraska, Kearney, and Western State in touch with me. And in the summer, I had Virginia, Missouri. And then kind of after my accident, my ACL, a couple of those coaches fell off. And then whenever I went and took visits to Kearney and Western State, as soon as I started wrestling, they kind of fell off too. So I didn't know where I was going to go from there. But once Chris Bono contacted me, took the visit, I knew that was going to be a good place for me to go. So
when did Coach Bono first touch base with you?
I first met him when I went to the NCAA tournament, and then his head assistant, John Reeder, texted me right after our state tournament, and then I got in touch with him from there.
What's the biggest thing he sold you on in South Dakota?
Just their interest in me. They were the only coaches who actually asked for film, who actually studied me, and so that right there was a big one for me.
How personal do you take that, knowing what you accomplished here, that maybe the Division I interest wasn't as high as it maybe it should have been?
It didn't really bother me that much. I only had 2 D1 offers, so that didn't bother me a whole lot. But the interest that they gave me, I knew that was going to be a good fit, just because they believed in me when no one of the other schools had interest in me as well.
When you go to that next level, what would be the weight division that you would most likely be looking at down the road?
I'm in a redshirt, and then I would probably go 141 my first year, and then the coaches want me to go 149 after that.
It looks to me like Coach Bono, he's been there 4 years, and that their program has just gotten increasingly better each season. What do you see with him and the program, and how that fit, and how you fit in down the road with that?
I really like the program. They have one guy specific that kind of set me off too. His name is AJ Shop. He's like basically, I see myself as him. He's great on top, and going there, I feel like he's really going to make me a better wrestler on top than I need to be. And their program is definitely going in the right direction. He's made from not even scoring any points to taking qualified to the NCAA tournament and placing top 15, top 20 now.
How important is it too, redshirt? I know a lot of people just want to get going right away. In fact, you get a year to develop even more. So how important is that first year for you?
I think the redshirt's going to be a really good year for me. I get 1 whole year under the coaches, non-stop practicing. They're going to give me their full attention as long as I give them my attention back. And that's just going to make me that much better. And then my practice partners are going to be good ones for me too.
Weight room too, probably will be a real key part of that whole year of having that added to get stronger.
Yeah, he told me he wants me to be in the weight room at least 4 times, maybe 5 times a week to get me big enough to be 149. So I believe in him. He's going to get me where he wants me to be, and I'll let him take care of that for me.
What impressed you about the campus, the facilities that they've got? What was your reaction to all of that when you made your visit?
Their campus was really nice. It wasn't overly big, and that was a big one for me too. Their campus wasn't hard to get around. I met some of the teachers there, and they seemed really nice. They're involved with the students. I met some staff members there, and their facilities are just going to continue to get better. They've been putting in budget money that they have, and they're redoing a lot of their facilities, so they have the top-notch stuff.
Your senior year dealing with the injury, where did you get stronger from post-injury all the way to the state tournament?
I probably got strongest mentally would be what I thought the most, especially coming back from my injury I had to kind of change some stuff from my wrestling perspective, and then it definitely made me appreciate the sport more and also build my mental toughness.
Now that you've had a little bit of time between the state championship and now, when you look back, are you somewhat amazed that you were able to do what you're doing, knowing that you had broken bones in your foot and hip pointer and all sorts of different things going on? I mean, is that kind of like a little surreal at this point?
I haven't given it much thought, actually.
Tell us something about your character, though, that you were able to work through all of that and still accomplish what you wanted to, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was my dream since I was 8th grade to be the first 4-timer, so I knew I just had to get everything I got, and my dad told me no matter what happens, he'll be proud of me, so I had nothing to lose going into that match.
Take us back to that conversation that you had with your dad when you guys went to the NCAAs about that you would be here at some point. Take us through that conversation.
So my freshman year, that was my first time I've ever been to the NCAAs, and seeing that level of competitors go at it and the big atmosphere they were in, everyone had all eyes on them. There was roughly 12 mats, and then the crowd was amazing, and that got me excited. I knew that's where I wanted to be in a couple of years, so he told me just continue working hard and get there. I firmly believe that too.
How much of that is the responsibility of what transpired over the next 4 years? Just that goal.
Quite a bit of it. He's helped me in the wrestling room, also outside the wrestling room. He made me kind of who I am right now. He led me in the right direction and made me have the character I got.
Oklahoma, one of the other schools that have recruited you. Talk about your visit there and what your impressions were of their program, and then the difficult decision of which way to go.
Yeah, they have really nice facilities as well. I really like the wrestlers there. The coaches were good. The biggest concern for me though was their head coach, Coach Cody. His contract is ending soon, and he wasn't sure if he was going to be there for that much longer. So I didn't want to go there and sign there, and then the coaches, he leaves in a year or two, and then I'm stuck with no head coach, and then they have to hire whole new coaches. So that was the big one for me to not go there.
And you get the side benefit because of just the way it works out that South Dakota State is an affiliate member of the Big 12, so you're going to be wrestling in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Is that a huge attraction too to South Dakota State?
Yeah, they recently just joined the Big 12 for wrestling, and I saw them there wrestle this year at the Big 12s when I went there, and seeing their style, seeing their coaches get after it, it was they're heading in the right direction, so it's going to be fun.
You know, I talked recently with somebody about the recruiting process for Western Kansas kids, not just in wrestling, but across the board in all sports. where does the exposure, from now that you can look back on that, where does the exposure need to come from for kids from this area to be able to attract the interest of D1 coaches?
The biggest thing is in the summer I try to travel outside of state. I did a lot as a kid too as well, and especially with our schedule we have for high school, that's going to help you a lot. As long as you continue working hard, you do good at those tournaments, you're going to get recognized no matter where you're from.
And do you have an idea of what you want to study when you first get to school?
No, I don't.
Undecided then. What do you think the 4 years has taught you that will help you at the next level?
Probably the biggest thing is it's taught me a lot of hard work. Without hard work, you're not going to achieve your goals. Write down your goals as well. That's probably the biggest thing the coaches, my coaches told me. We do that a lot this year. Before the season starts, they give us a goal packet, and you have to fill that out. Or if you don't fill it out in time, you can't practice for a while. So filling out your goals is the biggest thing. That way you know what you have set your eyes on before you get the season started.
Besides your dad, who were some of the other people that inspired you?
All my coaches, they all did. The way they pushed all the boys in the room, all of them, like we all had that good bond. All the wrestlers as well, they all inspired me as well.
Pretty special day. What's it mean?
It means quite a bit. I don't have really words to put it right now.
Think back when you were 6 or 7 years old. Seems to me like this is something that you had a conversation with your dad about at one point. This is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, in my 8th grade year was when I decided that wrestling is the only sport I wanted to do. So after 8th grade year, I stopped every other sport I was doing and took my whole summer and dedicated that to wrestling. So.
Good.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Sorry guys, no cookies or anything like that for you guys.